could, on any given night, beat any team in the NBA. And then on any given night, we get our ass kicked by any team in the NBA. I don't have any message for my teammates. Just go out and do your job. I mean, I'm not, appreciate it. Way to cut me off because I was about to go.
So LeBron's press conference may have been cut short by Lakers PR, but they couldn't stop him from posting a cryptic hourglass emoji on social media last night. It also wasn't the only tweet that was sent out.
That's the only one that matters.
From the Lakers, Christian Wood, too. So I guess
there you go.
We'll put this up here.
There you go.
What was really on LeBron James's mind?
Time's running out.
Yeah.
And we're not good enough. Look, there's something, you're not old enough to understand this phrase. Not even Perk and Ramona, they're not old enough either. I'm the only one who's old enough to understand this sentence. It's a sentence that's not spoken anymore about sports because everybody has analytics and they have all these numbers and they want to talk about rotations. And sometimes in sports, we speak to the competitive level of both the people playing it and the spirit they have or don't. And you come away with the following simple conclusion. These dudes ain't good enough. They're not good enough. The Lakers, this Lakers team is not last year's Lakers team relative to the Western Conference. All the other teams are better, including Houston, which knocked them around the previous game. These Lakers are not good enough. Getting DeJounte Murray's not going to turn them into a conference finalist. Are we watching the Western Conference? No. LeBron knows that frustration. Time is running out because they're not going to get any better. Let me give Bob Myers credit for this phrase. He talked about this with Rob Pelinka when we said, oh, is there a move? And he said, Rob can't thread that needle again. They're not good enough. Oof. They're not.
And that was a message to the front office on LeBron's social media. Like, do not take him for granted and do not get comfortable. Here's the big thing. The big thing is they really need to stop the bleeding, but they can't. They really need to pull They can't. They really need to pull a Milwaukee Bucks move because Darvin Ham has lost the locker room. Ooh. When you watch the body language of LeBron James and you watch the body language of Anthony Davis, it tells it all. And so it's a ripple effect. And this has been one of my pet peeves with LeBron since he has entered the league and, took over the league and been the face of the league. His body language, when things are going bad, affects his teammates so bad he don't understand. And then all of a sudden you see Christian Wood, right? Go out on his social media, which I don't know.
LOL on social media at the same time that the starting lineups were announced. He said that it had nothing to do with that. That it was
after getting your behind kicked by the Rockets and then getting spanked and stomped out by the Hawks, like you're a team that's fighting for your lives right now. And actually fighting for your livelihood, right? Like, because I think LeBron is past their stage of conversation with them. Like, when they get to that point, like, you got to be worried.
Okay, I'm going to be the other side. I'm sorry, Mike. I know you were definitive in saying they're done. They are not a regular season team. They're just not.
Well, are they going to get to the postseason to show something?
All they have to do is get there. We saw that last year, right? This is not a team that is built for the regular season for 82 games, night in and night out to rack up wins. This is a team that is built to get in to maybe the play-in, to this, if they're lucky, up to a 6th seed, and then you can avoid the play-in. But when they get in the playoffs, let's go down the West standings. In a 7-game series, who do you like? Like, outside of Denver, I think they could beat anybody.
They're not beating the Clippers.
They're not beating the Clippers.
They beat them twice this year already.
That's before. No. They're not beating the Clippers. They're not coming close to beating the Clippers.
That is before.
Or disband the Clippers.
Beat them when LeBron was out the other day.
Ramona, you make a great point about what they're built for. And by the way, psychologically, what they're built for, what they want to have happen and take on.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Team, but
that's a great point.
For that.
But this is not the same Western Conference as last year. That's where everything's fluid. Right? It's not just that the Lakers aren't good enough. You've had these other teams take this jump. I hear what you're saying. And the old person in me who doesn't believe young teams do anything in the NBA playoffs, I want to say to you, they would beat Minnesota. They would beat Oklahoma City. I want to say that.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm every night when I watch them lose games like Houston and Atlanta. Here's what was concerning. Their defense the last few games has been abysmal.
Like when
Why
you
is it
watch
gonna
them,
get better?
and that they have good defensive players. They went back to more of an offensive-minded team in that starting lineup with Austin Reeves and D'Angelo
So you're
Russell.
going puzzle again.
Yeah,
You're going
Vanderbilt
puzzle
is on the
pieces.
bench. He's been playing better, but their defense is what got them to the Western Conference Finals, and they're not playing a defensive-minded group out there right now, and they're getting their butt kicked. Like, I mean, Malika, that highlight that you showed of LeBron with the chase down block.
Yeah, that was bad.
And no one is
And
around.
demoralizing.
That's effort.
Right.
Yeah,
that
but-
speaks to
but-
what you're talking about, Perk, in terms of the effort and connecting this.
Yeah, but we also could
believe
pull
on
up,
this team.
But we also could pull up some clips where LeBron wasn't getting back in
That's right.
transition as well. And so the old soul in me, now we all was old enough to hear this line or came up under this line. You play with fire, you gonna get burnt. Right? You boy, don't touch that stove, it's gonna burn you. Now all of a sudden you gotta touch it. That's what the Lakers are playing with right now when you say they're not built for the regular season. Like it happened last season.
Yep.
But like that's not gonna do it again. Like these
Right.
young boys are coming.
And part of the concern is in the immediate, right? Just look at the Lakers' schedule right now. It doesn't really get
Like the
any
next
easier.
game.
Their
In
next
Boston.
games, their next 3 of the next 4. They're against teams in the top 3 of their conference. Look at this. In Boston, Boston's 22-2 at home. The hottest team in the league is the Knicks. Okay, then you visit the Hornets. That's a game that you really need to take seriously. And then you come back home the day of the trade deadline. You face the defending champion Denver Nuggets. And then a day later, back-to-back against the New Orleans Pelicans. That's brutal. I don't know how you put it anywhere else. So where do the Lakers go from here looking at this schedule, Perk?
Nowhere. Nowhere. I mean, honestly, like, it's no move out there that they can make that's going to put them back in the thick of things. Zach LaVine is not going to help. Bruce Brown is not going to help. Like, this roster is not good enough in a stacked Western Conference.
So give up. The season's done. How does that sit with LeBron?
You got LeBron and you got this.
Yeah.
Just keep selling tickets.
So you do, and you keep trying it. You keep at it.
You really think LeBron's just like, okay, let's
No,
keep at it.
no, that's not no.
Keep at it.
Yeah, because that grinding nature is part of how you become one of the greatest players of all time. Yes, LeBron can do that. Can he drag everybody else with him?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know. We reached the subtweet stage of the.
Perk gave a great representation of that, about what happens with the rest of the team. So is LeBron up for that at this stage, at 39 years old?
And that's the question. I have no doubt that
Up for
LeBron
it.
James will do
Able?
it. I have no doubt that Anthony Davis, considering how he's been playing this year, we haven't even mentioned will do it. He wasn't in that game last night against the Hawks.
Wanna try to boast at what I look like. Think I'm gonna try to wear, I pull up long range. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA, it's